Edit first, music after. When we edit a video, we tend to find the music to put in our edits first, and sometimes we get stuck in the process for hours and hours on end because we're trying to look for that quote-unquote perfect song to create with. But what if you decide to edit first and have your entire sequence built out beforehand, then put your music in afterwards? How would that be beneficial? In essence, creating any type of video has the same overarching end goal: to tell your story, to invoke an emotion, or output your pure creativity. So if we edit before the music, we are therefore focused on the storytelling element. This will help in deciding upon the overall emotional aspect or mood for the video. For example, here's an edit that I made where I decided to go with the edit first and then the music after approach. Let's have a quick look of the edit.
As long as there is a concept of victors, the vanquished will also exist.
A street racer has just been reported eastbound. Past Diamond Park, requesting units to head up.
Nothing ever goes as planned in this episode.
Members be advised, the suspect was last seen heading south through Century Square. Attention all units, pursuit condition now 3. Repeat, condition 3.
Wake up to reality. We are going to break the cycle of cause and effect.
This was for an editing competition that I won a while back and was hosted by TMS Productions. My process was essentially organizing the clips by section, selecting the best shots, and building out the story from there. The story I decided to build upon was a fast-paced police chase. While going through the footage, there was one section I came across: the gas station scene. This is where I ran into a problem. How could I integrate this scene with the overall story, considering that the pacing would be much slower here in contrast to the rest of the scenes? For me, I thought of 3 different spots to integrate this: the very beginning, the very middle, or the very end. Obviously not so unique, but let me explain. I was thinking maybe to choose the very beginning initially, but felt there was so many plots from movies and TV shows that kind of depict this sequence of events already. Like, we've seen so many cases where the main character waits for a phone call at like a gas station or some random location, and then as soon as they finish that call, it jumps right into action. I was also thinking about ending on the gas station scene, but I wanted the story to finish off on a fast-paced note. So I ended up choosing the very middle, as I think it breaks from the story nicely, giving it some breathing room. Though plenty of movies and TV shows utilize this method, I just thought it would fit perfectly with the shots given and with my story in mind. Essentially, once we have our story in place, we can then put our focus on either the music or sound effects. This will depend on your intuition at that moment. Typically, I would select the music first if I know exactly what I'm looking for. Otherwise, I would go with the sound effects, then select the music afterwards. It's because I am unsure about the overall mood still, or just want to play with the idea, or whatever the case may be. Now we'll be selecting our music based on the mood and putting that music in place. You can see that I have cut the music in the middle and then added a slower paced song in between. And then I reintroduced the music afterwards to get back into the pacing. Now, where can we get our music from? Well, there's an awesome music platform called TrackClub by Marmoset. What makes them unique is that you can fully customize any of their songs to your liking, such as muting or soloing selected tracks within the song, changing the BPM, or adjusting the volume levels. You can download it out individually, giving you flexible creativity when editing, or download it out all at once. It's up to you, as you have full creative control of how your song should sound like. I've been using them for a little bit now and I found them to be amazing. And just as an example, I've used them in my last travel cinematic. I'll be sure to link that video in the description below. TrackClub is an awesome creative tool for filmmakers, given the song quality and customization perks they offer on their platform. Fortunately for you, we've partnered up, so you can get started now with a free 30-day trial by using my sign up link in the description below. Now, let's get back to it. So after we have our music in place, now we want to add in our sound effects and put it all together.
Members be advised, the suspect was last seen heading south through Century Square. Attention all units, pursuit condition now
So some problems you might encounter when you go about this method would be the timing of the song on your clips. It could end early or it could end later. It could miss the drop. It could not have enough to build up. The list goes on and on. But I have a few tricks and solutions for you. The first one is doing your typical AI song length adjustment in Premiere. I think it's called like auto remixing or something. I find this method a quick and easy solution, but sometimes it draws away from the song's emotional element in certain areas, so I don't use this method so often. The method I really like and utilize a lot is music break or break and edit. If you didn't know already, I showcased this method in my editing competition example. And essentially, you have the music play and then quickly transition to a high pass or low pass to fade, or transition to a slower pace song, or cut to silence completely, and then finally have the music make a re-entrance to pick back up where we left off. It's a really cool technique and I've used it a lot throughout many of my projects. Lastly, we have sound effects layering. If your music is just missing a few emotional cues in certain clips or areas in your sequences, like for example, it just doesn't sound complete enough, then adding some background sound effects, whooshes, environmental elements, or whatever is suitable will help in enhancing the overall mood. This edit first, then music after approach can really help elevate your videos. It can also help you think more creatively about your editing choices and really focus in on the emotional aspect. It's the key to bringing out the best of the best for your vision. Another benefit of editing first and adding music afterwards is that it allows you to be more flexible with your footage. If you've already chosen the music before you start editing, you may feel constrained by the rhythm or tempo of the song. By choosing the music afterwards, you can be more creative with your editing and really tailor your video to fit the mood and the story overall. So there you have it. By editing first and adding music afterwards, you can really spark your creativity and open up a whole new way of editing. It really helps put the focus on the story you're trying to tell. So next time you're editing a video, try giving this a shot and switching up your process and see what kind of creative magic you can come up with. Hopefully you guys found this video helpful. Be sure to leave a comment, like, and subscribe, and thanks for watching. See you in the next.